Trey, let me drop some truth on ya. See, this whole spirit mixing with science thing. It ain't about putting a halo on a microscope, you dig. It's about recognize that the universe, from the smallest quark to the biggest galaxy, is vibrating. Like, think about a cheesesteak, man. You got the steak, the onions, the peppers, the cheese, all different textures, different flavors, all working together to make something real. Science tries to break that down, measure it, categorize it. But spirit is the why behind the sizzle, the feel of the grease. It's the intuition that tells you that particular slice is gonna be the bomb. It's like the universe is a really, really complex recipe, and science is just learning how to read the ingredients.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine a giant, swirling pizza with constellations as toppings. It's beautiful, right?
Exactly. And you know what else is vibing? The corner store. Seriously. That little space, crammed with lottery tickets, Slim Jims, and that weird orange soda, it's a microcosm of existence, Trey. All these random, seemingly unconnected things, bumping into each other, creating chaos and potential. Like, you could buy a single pack of gum and change the course of your whole day. That spirit, man. Pure, unadulterated possibility. It's like a cosmic vending machine, always offering you a new flavor.
Whoa, hold up, Ayana. A cosmic vending machine. That's beautiful. But let's get back to the pizza. Imagine this, each topping is a different philosophical school of thought. Pepperoni is classic existentialism, spicy, bold, and always questioning. Mushrooms are Buddhism, tHE, quiet, and seeking enlightenment through the mycelial network. And pineapple. He chuckles, that's pure, unadulterated chaos. It doesn't belong, it's disruptive, and yet, sometimes, it's the most delicious thing you've ever tasted. Plus, it makes the whole thing vibrate with a different kind of energy, you know.
Trey, I'm feeling you on the pizza analogy, but let's not get lost in the toppings. It's a distraction. The point is, these vibrations, this why, it's not about finding a neat little answer. It's about feeling the question. Like, when you're looking at that slice of steak, do you just see meat? Or do you see the energy that went into growing that cow, the farmer's sweat, the butcher's skill? That's the spirit, man. It's the recognition that everything is connected, even if we can't see the threads. It's like you trying to build a skyscraper without understanding the foundation. It's gonna crumble, right?
Okay, you got me there. The foundation. Smart, Ayana, real smart. But let's flip it. What if the whole pizza is the foundation? What if the act of putting all those different elements together, creating something new and unexpected, that's the point? Like, a really good deep dish, right? It's not just the dough, the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, it's the process of layering them, building something complex and satisfying. It's about embracing the chaos and finding harmony within it. Plus, extra cheese is always a good idea.
Trey, you bring up a crucial point. The process is important. But it ain't about controlling the process. It's about surrendering to it. Like, you trying to force a cheesesteak to be perfect. It's gonna end up a sad, saggy mess. You gotta let the sizzle happen, let the onions caramelize, let the cheese melt just right. It's about trusting the heat, trusting the ingredients. It's like life, man. You can't plan every single step, you gotta roll with the punches. You ever seen a good Philly rainstorm? Beautiful chaos, right?
Philly rainstorms. Yes. That's the spirit, Ayana. That's the messy, beautiful, unpredictable energy we're talking about. Okay, let's try this. Imagine a giant, swirling pizza with constellations as toppings. It's beautiful, right? It's not about controlling the toppings, it's about appreciating the vastness of the cosmos, the sheer wonder of it all. Each topping represents a different perspective, a different way of seeing the universe. And you know what? Sometimes, you just wanna eat the whole thing without analyzing it.
Trey, I'm hearing you. But even when you're just vibing, you still gotta be aware. Blindly chowing down on that pizza ain't gonna make you a philosopher. You gotta ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What's this slice telling me? It's like, you can't just appreciate the flavor, you gotta appreciate the story behind the flavor. It's about finding meaning in the mundane. Like, that little bit of grease running down your hand after a good cheesesteak. That's a reminder that you're alive, man. That's a truth.
Okay, you're right. It's not about ignoring the grease, it's about embracing the grease. It's about acknowledging the messiness, the imperfections, the unexpected moments of joy. You know what else is beautiful? A perfectly imperfect deep dish pizza. It's got a slightly burnt crust, a little too much cheese, maybe a rogue pepperoni, and it's amazing. It reminds you that life isn't about perfection, it's about savoring the moment, appreciating the simple things, and sharing a good meal with good company. Plus, more cheese, obviously.
Trey, you bring up a crucial point, the savoring thing. But let's be real, some folks get so caught up in finding the meaning they miss the actual enjoyment. Like, you can spend your whole life dissecting a cheesesteak, trying to understand its origins, its impact on the world, and you miss out on the pure, unadulterated deliciousness. It's about finding the balance, you know. Appreciating the process, but also just eating. It's like, don't overthink the rainstorm, just feel the rain on your face. Simple, right?
Smart, Ayana, real smart. You're talking about finding joy in the present moment, and that's exactly what it's about. But let's not get lost in the abstract. Let's talk about the texture, man. The crispy crust, the gooey cheese, the tender steak, it's a symphony of sensations. And you know what else is amazing? A really good Philly roll. Soft, pillowy, and packed with flavor. It's like a hug for your mouth. Plus, a little bit of mustard never hurt anyone. It's about embracing all the little things that make life delicious.
Trey, you're right about the texture, can't argue with that. But I'm still saying, you gotta ask yourself why you're enjoying that particular texture. Is it just the grease? Is it the familiarity? Is it a reminder of something in your past? That's where the meaning lies. It's like remembering your grandma's cheesesteak recipe. That's more than just a meal, it's a connection to your heritage. Don't just chew, feel it, man. Don't get lost in the sizzle, look at the sizzle.
Okay, you're right. It's not just about the sizzle, it's about the memory of the sizzle. It's about connecting with the past, with the people who came before us. My grandpa used to make cheesesteaks every Sunday, and it was the highlight of the week. It was a time for family, for laughter, for sharing stories. And you know what? It was also incredibly delicious. It's about honoring the traditions, cherishing the moments, and sharing the joy with those you love. Plus, a little bit of hot sauce never hurt anyone. It's about adding your own flavor to the mix, you know.
Yeah. I'm a black on my black like blue. Got the strike off the deal when the RRs for broken no. Orange on the top, known as see it top. Add that to the pot, son of fighting time. Black on my black like new. Got the strike off the Joe on my R.
Mwamo kia, oh, dance to the rhythm. Kasina biso feel that sweet connection, oh. Zala kusalinga as we move in this moment. Don't go na yo, I'm lost in this attraction.
Yeah.
Aight, Trey, let me set the stage like this. We're looking at the universe, right? And it's looking kinda scrambled. Like a Philly cheesesteak, you got the whiz, you got the onions, you got the steak, all layered up, ain't no way to just separate it. Science tries to break it down, dissect it, categorize it. But spirit's like the flavor that makes it all worth eating. It's the intuition, the gut feeling, the whole knowing thing without no fancy equations. How you see it, man?
Maybe the universe wants to be scrambled. Maybe that chaos is the point.
What? You think any chaos is the goal, Trey? Like, the universe ain't trying to build no perfect pyramids, it's just spilling itself out. Like a dropped plate of pierogies, beautiful, messy, and completely unpredictable. It's like, if you try to control the spill, you miss the whole point. The beauty's in the mess, you feel me? It's the same with free will, gotta let it drip, let it flow, or you end up stuck in a box like a stale hoagie.
Aight, a hoagie. Now you're talking. That's unexpectedly profound. Image prompt, a giant, anthropomorphic hoagie wearing a tiny crown and holding a miniature microphone, delivering a passionate speech. See, Trey's right, it's about the experience of the mess. Like, think about a Chicago-style hot dog, you don't order it cause it's perfectly organized. You order it cause it's a wild ride for your taste buds. It's about the surprise, the potential for greatness, or a total disaster. It's like, the universe is just a really, really ambitious hot dog vendor.
Aight, Trey, you getting me? It's like, the universe ain't about achieving nothing, it's about the search for something. Like, you go to a corner store looking for a pack of gum, but you might find a whole new perspective. Or a weird conversation with the clerk. It's about the unexpected detours. You ever just stare at the rain, man? It's like the universe is just dripping wisdom, you know. Just let it fall.
Wisdom from the rain. Image prompt, a close-up shot of a single raindrop reflecting a complex, swirling cityscape, Chicago, of course, distorted into a beautiful, abstract pattern. You know, I was thinking, maybe the search is the point itself. Like a really good deep dish pizza, you don't eat it to fill your belly, you eat it to be with the experience. It's a meditation on deliciousness. And honestly, that's a pretty good philosophy, right?
Trey, you're speaking truth. It's like, if you focus too much on finding something, you miss the beauty of nothing. Like, just vibing. Getting lost in the moment. You ever been staring at the clouds, just feeling? That's the universe talking to you. It ain't about deciphering some code, it's about connecting. You gotta let it wash over you, you feel me?
Exactly. It's the feeling, Ayana. Like a perfectly ripe strawberry, you don't analyze its sweetness, you taste it. It's about surrender. Image prompt, a single, enormous strawberry pulsating with a gentle, golden light, floating in a dark, starry void. Maybe the universe is just a giant, cosmic strawberry, and we are all just trying to find the perfect bite.
Trey, you're making me hungry. A cosmic strawberry. I can dig it. But let's be real, sometimes that surrender is just a fancy way of saying don't think about it. Like, when you're stuck in traffic, you just gotta let it go. Accept the chaos. It's like, the universe ain't gonna give you a roadmap, man. You gotta navigate with your gut.
Navigation by gut. Image prompt, a stylized, cartoonish human stomach wearing a tiny captain's hat and steering a ship through a turbulent ocean of melted chocolate. That's brilliant. It's like embracing the delicious uncertainty. You know, sometimes the best adventures are the ones you didn't plan. And sometimes, the best thing to do is just eat a really good slice of pizza and laugh.
Yeah. I'm a black on my black like glue. Got a strike caught the deal when the RRs were broken. No, orange on the top, known as sCINECE. Add that to the pot, son of fucking.
Trey, you're preaching to the choir, man. Laughter is the universe's greatest invention. Seriously. Like, try to solve a complex equation with nothing but a good chuckle. It's impossible. But a good laugh. That's a reset button. It's like, the universe is constantly trying to teach us to lighten up. It's a cosmic joke, and we are supposed to be in on it. You ever just stare at a pigeon, Trey? They're just living their best lives, man. No worries, no plans, just cool.
Pigeons. Image prompt, a majestic, cartoon pigeon wearing a tiny crown and sunglasses, perched atop a giant, spinning pizza. That's unexpectedly profound. You know, I was thinking, maybe the key isn't finding the laugh, but making it. Like, intentionally creating a ridiculous situation, a spontaneous dance party in the grocery store, a conversation with a stranger about the existential dread of asparagus. It's about injecting a little chaos into the order. And honestly, a little chaos is always a good thing. It keeps things interesting, right?
Word. You're right, Trey. It's like, if you're always trying to be serious, you miss out on all the good stuff. Like, a perfectly timed fat joke at the worst possible moment. Pure, unadulterated joy. It's about embracing the absurd. You ever just watch people, man? The things they do, it's wild. It's like the universe is a giant, chaotic improv show, and we're all just playing our parts.
Improv. Image prompt, a group of diverse cartoon characters engage in a chaotic, joyful improv scene, building a giant pizza out of marshmallows, dancing on a street corner, and generally causing delightful mayhem. Exactly. It's about letting go of control and just be. You know, I was thinking, maybe the universe doesn't have a plan. Maybe it's just happening. Like a random act of kindness, a beautiful sunset, a perfectly ripe avocado. It's all just beautiful chaos. And honestly, That's a pretty liberating thought, right?
Trey, you're speaking truth. It's like, sometimes you gotta just roll with it. Let the universe take you where it wants to take you. You never know what you might find. Like, a lost dog, a new perspective, a really good cheesesteak. You gotta be open to the possibilities. You ever just listen to the rain, man? It's like the universe is whispering secrets.
Whispering secrets from the rain. Image prompt, a close-up shot of a single raindrop reflecting a swirling galaxy, a miniature, perfect representation of the universe, with a faint, ethereal glow. You know, I was thinking, maybe the greatest adventure is simply living. Embracing the chaos, savoring the moments, and always having a slice of pizza on hand. Because, let's be honest, sometimes all you need is a little bit of cheesy goodness to make everything okay. What do you think, Ayana?
Trey, you're killing me. Cheesesteak and existential dread. That's a combo I can get behind. Seriously though, you're right. Sometimes you just gotta let go. Like, when your mom calls and wants to talk about your life choices, you just gotta laugh. It's a defense mechanism, man. A beautiful, messy defense mechanism. You ever just stare at a squirrel, Trey? They're just trying to survive, you know. It's a whole vibe.
Image prompt, a cartoon squirrel wearing a tiny, intricately designed suit and tie, meticulously organizing acorns with a miniature ruler. Squirrels. That's unexpectedly dignified. You know, I was thinking, maybe the universe isn't about grand pronouncements, but tiny, consistent acts of nut gathering. It's about finding joy in the small things, building your own little world, one acorn at a time. And honestly, a little bit of hoarding never hurt anyone. Plus, a good supply of nuts is always a good thing to have on hand. What do you say, Ayana? Should we start stockpiling?
Trey, you're on a roll. Stockpiling acorns. I mean, seriously though, you're right. It's like, sometimes you gotta just embrace the chaos. Let the universe throw you a curveball, and then hit it out of the park. You ever just watch a baby laugh, Trey? It's the purest form of joy. It's like the universe is saying, hey, it's okay to be silly. You ever just feel the sun on your face, man? It's a reminder that there's beauty in the world, even when things are tough. You ever just dance, Trey? It's a reminder that you're alive.
Image prompt, a silhouette of a person dancing joyfully under a vibrant sunset, surrounded by swirling colors and abstract shapes, representing the boundless possibilities of the universe. Dancing. That's profoundly liberating. You know, I was thinking, maybe the greatest adventure is simply moving. Expressing yourself, letting go of your inhibitions, and embracing the rhythm of the universe. And honestly, a little bit of movement is always good for the soul. Plus, it's a great way to burn off all those stockpiled acorns. What do you think, Ayana? Should we start a universal dance party?
Trey, you're killing me. A universal dance party. Seriously. That's ambitious. But I'm down. Like, wholeheartedly. It's like, if we're gonna try to understand the universe, we gotta do it with movement. You ever just feel the bass, man? It's like the universe is saying, let loose. You ever just jump, Trey? It's a reminder that you're alive. And honestly, a good jump can solve most problems. Plus, I'm picturing a whole lot of pizza afterwards. What do you say? Let's do it.
Image prompt, a chaotic, joyful scene of people from all walks of life dancing wildly in a massive, open space, incorporating elements of nature, technology, and abstract art, with a giant, rotating pizza as a central focal point. You know, I was thinking, maybe the universe wants to dance. It's a fundamental force, a vibration, a rhythm. And honestly, I've been studying the patterns in the movement of galaxies, and they seem to align with a certain groove. Let's call it the cosmic boogie. We need music, we need costumes, we need a really good pizza. And let's not forget the acorns, a strategic supply for fueling the dance. Let's do it, Ayana. Let's make the universe move.
Aight, let me set the record straight, you dig? Before TikTok and Google, people didn't just learn about spirits and science, they felt it. Like, seriously. Think about it, the 1800s. That's pre-industrial revolution, mostly. Folks were looking at the world through a different lens. It wasn't about formulas and equations, it was about observation, man. You're talking about folks watching the seasons change, seeing the stars, feeling the rain. They built their understanding out of that, out of what they experienced. It was less about science as we know it, and more about the kind of intuitive knowing. Like a farmer knowing when to plant based on the behavior of the birds. That's proto-science, you hear. It was tied to faith, to folklore, to the rhythms of the earth. It was all connected, man. No fancy labs, just perception.
Hold up, Queen Ayana, let me throw a little something at this. You talking proto-science. Sounds a whole lot like feelings-based guesswork, if you ask me. But I'm with you on the observation part. A good Chicago deep dish pizza, for example, demands observation. You gotta see the layers, the cheese pool, the perfectly caramelized crust. That's a scientific method, right there. It's about discerning the truth through sensory experience. Plus, let's be real, those farmers weren't exactly conducting double-blind studies. They were just, like, tasting the land, you know?
Okay, Trey, don't go getting all saucy on me. Tasting the land is a metaphor, fam. I ain't saying it was some kinda culinary experiment. But you're right, it wasn't about controlled variables and hypothesis testing. It was about resonance. Like a shaman walking into a forest and feeling the energy. It wasn't about measuring the EMF levels, it was about connecting. You know. It's like, if you try to dissect a cheesesteak, you lose the whole point, right? The magic is in the blend, the simplicity. You gotta experience the harmony. It's like, before we had Google, people were looking for that harmony, that connection. It's about understanding the patterns, not just listing the ingredients.
Aight, Queen, you're laying it down smooth. Harmony, connection, sounds like a really good Reuben, honestly. But let's get back to this observation thing. Think about it this way, a skilled chef doesn't just randomly throw ingredients together. They observe the ingredients, they understand their properties. Salt enhances sweetness, pepper cuts through richness, mustard brings the zing. It's all about recognizing the relationships between things. And that, my friend, is the foundation of any good system of thought, identifying the relationships, not just collecting data. Plus, I bet those shamans were really good at seasoning their rituals, too. Don't underestimate the power of a well-placed herb.
You're getting it, Trey. You're actually getting it. It's not just about observation, it's about interpretation. Those farmers weren't just watching the birds, they were reading the signs. They were seeing the patterns, the cycles. It was about understanding that the universe ain't just a random collection of events, it's orchestrated. Like a jazz solo, each note builds on the last, creating a whole new experience. It's about finding the rhythm, the flow. And yeah, a good spice blend is essential. You can't just throw a bunch of herbs at a problem and expect it to solve itself. It's about knowing how they interact, how they complement each other. It's like a good conversation, you know. You gotta listen, respond, build on what the other person is saying.
Okay, you've got me thinking about a really complex spice blend, cumin, coriander, chili powder, maybe a touch of smoked paprika, and then you throw in a little lime juice for brightness. Suddenly, you've got a whole universe of flavor. But seriously, you're right about the conversation thing. It's like, a good debate is like a perfectly executed risotto. You gotta layer the arguments, stir in new perspectives, and don't be afraid to let it get a little creamy. But let's talk about this intuitive knowing. You think it's just a fancy way of saying we don't know. 'Cause sometimes, I think we just make stuff up to make sense of things. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, just say so.
Based.
No, Trey, it ain't about not knowing. It's about knowing more than just the surface level. It's about accessing a deeper understanding, a kind of inherent wisdom. It's like, when you're cooking a really complex dish, you don't just follow the recipe, you feel it. You adjust the seasonings based on your intuition, based on your experience. It's about trusting your instincts. And yeah, sometimes we do make stuff up. That's human nature, right? But the key is to be aware of that, to question your assumptions. Don't just blindly accept what you're told. Especially when it comes to things like, well, you know. It's about discernment, fam. It's about knowing what's real and what's not. Like, that deep dish pizza. Is it really made with authentic Chicago ingredients, or is it just a marketing gimmick?
Whoa, hold up, Queen Ayana, you're throwing shade at the pizza. Seriously. That's a low blow. Okay, you're right, some places slap a Chicago label on anything and charge you extra. But let's not derail the conversation. You're saying that this intuitive knowing is about trusting your gut. I get that. I trust my gut when it comes to ordering a burger, and it's almost always right. But what about things that are complicated? Like, how do you trust your intuition when you're dealing with something you don't understand? It's like trying to bake a souffle without ever having seen one before.
It's about experimentation, Trey. It's about being open to new experiences, to new perspectives. It's about trusting that your intuition will guide you, even if you don't fully understand why. It's like learning to ride a bike. You don't know exactly how to balance, but you fall down, you get back up, and eventually, you learn to ride. It's about process, not perfection. And yeah, sometimes you fall flat on your face. But that's okay. That's how you learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Because the truth is out there, somewhere. You just gotta be willing to look for it. Now, about that pizza, let's just say I prefer mine with extra cheese.
Okay, you're selling me on the whole trust your gut thing. But what if your gut is just hungry? Like, what if it's telling you to order another slice of pizza? Because, honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think your intuition is just a sophisticated algorithm for maximizing caloric intake. Seriously though, you're saying it's about experimentation. Like, actively trying things and seeing what happens. That sounds messy. But maybe messy is good. Maybe a little chaos is exactly what we need sometimes. And you know what? I'm suddenly craving a really good, complex spice blend. Let's talk about saffron.
Whoa, hold on there, Trey. Saffron is expensive. You're not going to start throwing it into everything. But you're right, a little chaos can be a good thing. It's about embracing the unknown, about not being afraid to challenge your assumptions. It's like exploring a new city without a map. You get lost, you stumble, you discover things you never would have found if you just stuck to the tourist traps. And yeah, trusting your intuition is about taking a risk. It's about believing in yourself, even when others don't. But you gotta be smart about it. You gotta learn from your mistakes. And you gotta be willing to admit when you're wrong. Because the only way to truly understand something is to question everything about it. Now, about that pizza, let's be honest, sometimes the best thing to do is just enjoy it without overthinking it. A little bit of indulgence never hurt anyone, right?
You know what? You're right. A little indulgence is essential. And you've given me something to think about, this whole question everything thing. It's a lot more work than just accepting things at face value, isn't it? But I get it. It's like building a really complicated spice blend, layer by layer, tasting as you go, adjusting until you get it just right. It's a process of discovery. So, let's talk about this discerning thing you mentioned. How do you even begin to discern what's real and what's not? Is there a checklist? A flowchart? Because I'm pretty sure my gut is just screaming for more pizza, and I'm running out of mental bandwidth to analyze the universe.
There's no checklist, Trey. That's the point. It's about developing your own critical thinking skills. It's about noticing patterns, asking questions, and challenging your own biases. It's like learning to taste a complex spice blend. You don't just throw it in and hope for the best. You carefully consider the aroma, the texture, the flavor profile. You experiment with different combinations. You learn what works and what doesn't. And sometimes, you have to discard an entire batch before you get it right. It's the same with discerning truth. You have to be willing to question everything, to admit you might be wrong, and to keep learning. And honestly, sometimes the most valuable ingredient is a healthy dose of skepticism. Now, about that pizza, let's just say I'm craving a slice with pepperoni. It's a classic for a reason.
Okay, you're right. A little chaos is good. And a lot of pepperoni is a good reason to question everything. Seriously, you've given me a whole new way to think about this discerning thing. It's like, if I were trying to figure out if a spice blend was good, I wouldn't just blindly follow a recipe. I taste it, adjust it, maybe even throw in a little something unexpected. So, let's talk about this skepticism thing. You're saying it's not about blindly trusting your gut, but about questioning it. Like, actively trying to disprove what your gut is telling you.
Exactly. Skepticism isn't about rejecting intuition entirely, it's about holding it accountable. It's like a really good spice blend, you need a base of quality ingredients, but you're constantly tweaking the ratios to achieve the perfect flavor. Your gut might be screaming for a particular combination, but a healthy dose of skepticism will ask, why? Is this truly the best way to achieve the desired effect? What are the potential pitfalls? It's about disciplined curiosity. And, frankly, a little bit of skepticism is essential when it comes to pizza. Let's be honest, sometimes the most delicious things are the ones you least expect. Now, about that pepperoni, let's try it with a sprinkle of chili flakes. Just to see what happens.
Okay, you're throwing down a gauntlet. Chili flakes with pepperoni, I mean. But seriously, this whole disciplined curiosity thing you're talking about, it sounds exhausting. Like, I'm already questioning everything. Where do you even start? Is there a method to the madness, or are we just spiraling into an infinite loop of self-doubt? And, quick question, does a healthy skepticism involve a flowchart?
Dialogue text.
Yo, Ayana, let me tell you something. This whole eternal podcast thing, it's kinda like a giant, never-ending deep dish. You gotta layer the flavors, right? Like, you can't just slap some existential dread on top of a basic understanding of free will. Gotta got the garlic, the sausage, the ricotta, the experience. Seriously, think about it, every question we tackle, every aha moment, it's like adding another delicious layer to this cosmic pie. You feeling me on this food as metaphor thing?
Mwamokia, dance to the rhythm. Kasina Bisto, feel that sweet connection. Oh. Zanakusalinga as we move in this moment. Don't go nayo, I'm lost in this attraction.
For real, Trey. You speaking my language. This ain't no fancy academic dissection, no. It's about the feel of it. Like, you try explaining the nature of reality with a textbook, you missing the whole point. You gotta taste it, you know. Like a perfectly charred ribeye, that's where the truth hides. It's about the sizzle, the smoke, the knowing.
Exactly. And let's be honest, most philosophers are just talking smack about the universe like they're judging a chili cook-off. Oh, the entropy is increasing. Clearly, there's a lack of flavor. No, you gotta engage with it. I was thinking about this the other day. The universe is like a giant, slightly burnt souffle. It's gonna collapse eventually, but while it's rising, you gotta appreciate the airy lightness, the unexpected pockets of sweetness. You ever had a good Chicago hot dog, Ayana? That's a metaphor for existence, right there. Mustard, relish, onions, chaos and order, all in one bite.
Shizzle, Trey. You ain't wrong. This Philly cheesesteak thing, it's the same. You got your provolone, your onions, your peppers, each one a different perspective. And if you mess with the proportions, you got a disaster. It's like, you can't just put all the cheese on one side, expecting it to be balanced. You gotta build it up, layer it, let the flavors dance. It's about understanding that everything is connected, like the different cuts of meat in a good sandwich. You get me?
Word. And that's the key, isn't it? The interaction. Like, think about a good risotto, you gotta constantly stir it, add heat, adjust the liquid. It's a conversation between you and the rice. The universe is the same. It's not just out there, it's something you gotta actively participate in. I was reading something, actually, it was a blog post about ancient Greek philosophy, and they were talking about logos as this organizing principle. But I think they missed the point. Logos ain't some rigid formula. It's the taste of order, you know? Like a perfectly executed reduction sauce, it's intense, focused, and utterly satisfying.
Real. You talking about chaos and order, that's Philly in a nutshell. You got the grit, the hustle, the beautiful mess. And you know what else is a mess? Trying to figure out the meaning of life. It ain't about finding one big answer, Trey. It's about saving all the little bites, all the different experiences. Like, you gotta embrace the burnt edges, the unexpected surprises. That's where the real wisdom is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at. It's not about solving the universe, it's about tasting it. I was thinking about this deep dish again, it's like a journey. You start with the crust, that's the foundation. Then you build up the layers, the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, and each layer changes the experience. You can't just eat the top layer, you gotta work your way down. It's a metaphor for, well, for everything, really. What do you think, Ayana? Is the universe a really, really big deep dish?
Damn right, Trey. It's a whole damn pie. And let me tell you something, sometimes you gotta burn the crust a little bit. Don't be afraid to mess up, to make mistakes. That's how you learn. That's how you find the flavor. You ever had a cheesesteak that was a little bit off? Sometimes those are the best ones. They remind you that life ain't always perfect. It's about finding the joy in the imperfections.
You got it, Ayana. That's the key. Embrace the chaos. Don't try to control it. Just savor it. I was just thinking, what if the entire universe is just one giant, slightly overcooked souffle? It's gonna collapse eventually, but while it's rising, we gotta enjoy the experience. We gotta laugh, we gotta love, we gotta eat a really good hot dog. What do you think, Ayana? Is that a reasonable hypothesis?
Shizzle, Trey. You ain't wrong. This Philly cheesesteak thing, it's the same. You got your provolone, your onions, your peppers, each one a different perspective. And if you mess with the proportions, you got a disaster. It's like, you can't just put all the cheese on one side, expecting it to be balanced. You gotta build it up, layer it, let the flavors dance. It's about understanding that everything is connected, like the different cuts of meat in a good sandwich. You get me?
Word. And that's the key, isn't it? The interaction. Like, think about a good risotto, you gotta constantly stir it, add heat, adjust the liquid. It's a conversation between you and the rice. The universe is the same. It's not just out there, it's something you gotta actively participate in. I was reading something, actually, it was a blog post about ancient Greek philosophy, and they were talking about logos as this organizing principle. But I think they missed the point. Logos ain't some rigid formula. It's the taste of order, you know? Like a perfectly executed reduction sauce, it's intense, focused, and utterly satisfying.
For real. You talking about chaos and order, that's Philly in a nutshell. You got the grit, the hustle, the beautiful mess. And you know what else is a mess? Trying to figure out the meaning of life. It ain't about finding one big answer, Trey. It's about saving all the little bites, all the different experiences. Like, you gotta embrace the burnt edges, the unexpected surprises. That's where the real wisdom is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at. It's not about solving the universe, it's about tasting it. I was thinking about this deep dish again, it's like a journey. You start with the crust, that's the foundation. Then you build up the layers, the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, and each layer changes the experience. You can't just eat the top layer, you gotta work your way down. It's a metaphor for, well, for everything, really. What do you think, Ayana? Is the universe a really, really big deep dish?
Damn right, Trey. It's a whole damn pie. And let me tell you something, sometimes you gotta burn the crust a little bit. Don't be afraid to mess up, to make mistakes. That's how you learn. That's how you find the flavor. You ever had a cheesesteak that was a little bit off? Sometimes those are the best ones. They remind you that life ain't always perfect. It's about finding the joy in the imperfections.
You got it, Ayana. That's the key. Embrace the chaos. Don't try to control it. Just savor it. I was just thinking, what if the entire universe is just one giant, slightly overcooked souffle?
Aight, listen up, fam. This ain't about no fancy brunch places with those syrup-drenched, Instagram-worthy stacks. We're talking about pancakes. Real pancakes. The kind your grandma used to make, thick as a brick, swimming in butter and maybe a little bit of mischief. You know, the kind that stick to your ribs and tell you stories. Waffles. That's just pretentious. Like, oh, look at me, I'm enjoying a grid of caramelized sugar. It's chaos, man. Pancakes are pure, unadulterated joy.
Whoa, 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 hold up, Queen Ayana. Let's not get all dramatic about breakfast. Pancakes are fine. But waffles. Waffles are architecture. Each little square is a testament to the perfect grid, a tiny edible cathedral. And you know what elevates a waffle? A good bourbon maple syrup. Seriously, you're talking about grandma's recipes. Honey, my grandma used to make deep dish pizza with a splash of rum. Now that's a story. Let's be honest, a little bit of chaos is good for the soul. Like, a perfectly executed, slightly burnt waffle, that's poetry.
Bruh.
Bro, you talking about metaphors when you talking about syrup. Syrup's a lubricant, a binder, a facilitator of pure, blissful ignorance. Waffles are just structured. Like, you gotta flip 'em. It's a whole process. Pancakes. You just slap 'em on the griddle, let 'em do their thing. It's about letting go, accepting the mess. You ever seen a corner store run by a hustler? That's a pancake. Simple, effective, and probably a little bit sticky.
Sticky. Honey, you're missing the point. The structure is the point. It's about control. Think about it, you're building a waffle, you're choosing the squares. It's like designing a tiny, edible kingdom. And speaking of kingdoms, you know what else has a kingdom? Kansas City. And Travis Kelce's got a whole lot of syrup in his contract, I bet. I'm picturing him, covered in maple syrup, catching a pass. It's a beautiful, chaotic image, don't you think?
Kelsey. You thinking about football when we talking about breakfast? Seriously. That's a whole other level of distraction. Look, I'm not saying football ain't good, but it ain't got nothing to do with a stack of buttermilk pancakes. It's about the consistency, the texture. You want something that's gonna soak up all that syrup without falling apart. Waffles are too delicate. Too organized. It's like trying to build a skyscraper out of marshmallows, pointless.
Oh my God!
Okay, you're right. But let's be real, a perfectly executed waffle, drenched in bourbon maple, with a side of bacon, that's a moment. That's a story. And let's not forget the my drunk kitchen approach. Hannah Hart would totally be making a maple syrup reduction, maybe with a splash of rum, and just embracing the chaos. Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm covered in syrup, and I don't even care. It's a beautiful, messy, delicious philosophy, wouldn't you say?
Bruh.
Bro, you talking about chaos, I'm talking about survival. A pancake is a symbol of resilience. It can be flipped, it can be burned, it can still be edible. Waffles. They are fragile. Like, oh no, a crack in my grid. My entire kingdom is collapsing. It's just unnecessary pressure. You need something that can handle the heat, something that can stand up to a little bit of syrup warfare. A good, solid pancake, that's a champion.
Okay, you've convinced me. Pancakes are the champions. But let's be honest, a little bit of bourbon maple syrup on anything is a good thing. Seriously, I'm picturing a giant, golden brown pancake, drizzled with syrup, with a little bit of bacon sticking out. It's a masterpiece. And you know what else is a masterpiece? A perfectly executed, slightly burnt waffle. It's a beautiful imperfection. Let's just agree that breakfast is a beautiful, chaotic mess, and we take a pancake than a waffle. Deal.
Deal. But let's be clear, we ain't talking about those syrup-soaked, Instagram-bait pancakes. Those are for tourists. We are talking about the real deal, thick, fluffy, drenched in buttermilk, and seasoned with a healthy dose of skepticism. You know, the kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew about breakfast. Like, why are we even eating? It's a metaphysical question, man. Pancakes are the answers.
Whoa, hold up, Queen Ayana. You're going full existential on us with breakfast. That's a whole different level of deliciousness. Look, I get it, you're looking for meaning in a stack of pancakes. But sometimes, you just gotta embrace the joy of a perfectly golden waffle, dripping with bourbon maple, and let the sugar just flow. It's like a little edible celebration of the absurd. Plus, You know what else is absurd? Chicago deep dish pizza. It's a monument to indulgence, and frankly, I'm here for it. Imagine a giant, warm waffle, topped with that pizza. It's a symphony of flavors, wouldn't you say?
Bruh.
Bro, you talking about metaphors again. Syrup is just a lubricant, a facilitator of blissful ignorance. You thinking about a pizza on a waffle? That's just chaotic. Look, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but you gotta respect the process. Pancakes are about acceptance, accepting the mess, accepting the bun, accepting that sometimes you just wanna eat something that doesn't require a PhD in culinary philosophy. It's about the simplicity. Like a corner store